What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back on the Pokemon Challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon Moon and today's challenge will be can I beat Pokemon Moon Hardcore Nuzlocke using only shiny grass type Pokemon, which is crazy because I really thought I did it, but I've never done a shiny version of the Hardcore Nuzlocke for grass type Pokemon or the grass monotype. So we're here. We tried to load up my Pokemon Moon and it just crashed on me, so I switched over to Pokemon Sun immediately. So it's more can I beat Pokemon Sun Hardcore Nuzlocke using only grass shiny Pokemon, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. So the rule set for this video, if you guys don't know, it's going to be a Hardcore Nuzlocke, so I'm only able to catch the first Pokemon in each route, and they must be a grass Pokemon, and they must be shiny as well. Of course, not the funnest way to do a video, but we got a shiny hunt, because a shiny Pokemon brings sparkling eyes to the viewers. And as well, each of my Pokemon only has one life, so if they do faint, they're gone forever, and unfortunately, all that time is wasted. So yeah, if that ever happens, it's GG, go next type of thing. Besides that, the level cap is going to be on screen. The level cap is going to be based on each island kahuna, so there's going to be 4 islands, so 4 different level caps up until the Elite 4 obviously, and then from there, for more additional rules to make it more annoying, we have to play on set mode, and there are no items inside the battle. You can use hell items, but you can't use your bag items like X items, hyper potions, and whatever like that. You can use them outside the battle, but once you're in that battle, you can't do that. You're an AI. From there, a fun rule for my challenge video, each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments, so thanks so much for leaving a nickname in my previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after your future Pokemon, just drop it in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you're down there, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Anyways, let's get into the challenge video itself. To begin off, we have to do the most boring thing in the world. We have to shiny hunt our starter Pokemon in Pokemon Sun and Moon, so we're gonna have to reset until we get ourselves a Rowlet that is a slightly different color, which is gonna be darker green, which I actually really love. Rowlet, I grew on me. I really love all the Lowland starters. I think it really grew on me in the past couple years that I keep playing Sun and Moon on repeat, and eventually at least you can actually nickname him and you can see him through the preview. So we had ourselves a shiny Rowlet, which is thankfully it didn't take too long. We get ourselves a shiny Rowlet, which can be on our team, and then we move on. We can do the tutorial part of the game. There's not a grass type Pokemon until you reach like the first half of the first part of the, if that makes sense. You get the first trial, so we gotta face up against a Lima, and we actually almost lost against a Lima, which I don't know what I would have done. I would have been really annoyed that I had to restart if I wanted to restart this. Maybe I just chose a different challenge at that point, but we beat a Lima at least. And then we face up against our first totem, which is going to be a totem Gumshoes, a normal type totem, which isn't too difficult. We do have Razor Leaf, so we're able to attack both sides and eventually just chip down the Gumshoes. Actually, it could have gone scary if he flinched me, but we were able to knock out the Gumshoes at least and beat down the first totem. So from there, we're gonna move on into the little metal place over here. I think it's Melee Meadows or something like that. We're able to shiny hunt out here, and there is a grass type Pokemon for us in here, which is gonna be a shiny Cottony. I think we used Cottony like 4 million times at this point, but we had ourselves a Cottony. We're gonna add it to our team, which is really nice. We're gonna absolutely love that. We have great balls. And then from there, we're gonna face up against Hala, the first kahuna in the game, the first level cap boss. We're gonna start the battle off against Hala using my Kahili, and Kahili actually is the best Pokemon to use against him. So we're able to resist all his fighting moves because he's the fighting kahuna. We're also able to Sunspore and Leech Seed down his Mankey, and then we also have Growth, which will boost our special attack as he just gets chipped down with Leech Seed. And from there, we have +6 with Growth. We're able to suck up. Pause. Wait, hold on. We're able to Mega Drain the Mankey. And then we're also I'm stumbling over my words now. We're also able to Mega Drain the Makuhita, 2-shot him, and in his final Pokemon, we do get Sand Attack, which is kind of annoying, but I think we can survive the Z move against us. So we're able to knock out the Crab Brawler as well as we're able to land another Mega Drain and knock out Hala as we clear through the first boss trainer without a death for once. So we get our level cap up to 25, and we head into Route 4 where we're going to shiny hunt for our next Pokemon, which isn't technically our next Pokemon just yet. We're going to shiny hunt for an Eevee, which is a normal type Pokemon, but it evolves into a grass Pokemon eventually, so we're just gonna keep it on our team as we find ourselves a shiny Eevee added to our team, which is really annoying. We went for a peck here. I know it wasn't gonna knock him out, but it actually baby doll eyes me, and then I landed a crit, which almost killed me because this Eevee is not easy to find. So we luckily it doesn't kill the Eevee. We're able to catch the Eevee with a Great Ball at the very end. Very risky with that peck play. But from there, we're able to go out into Route 5 and then start shiny hunting for our other Pokemon, which is going to be a Formantis. Formantis, a weird Pokemon, but it's going to be a grass Pokemon for us as we catch ourselves a shiny Formantis. It's only green, kind of don't really like the color scheme, but we catch it, add it to our team, and then we're going to move on and face off against the Totem Wishiwashi, which is going to be pretty easy since our full team is grass Pokemon. So we actually 3-shot the Wishiwashi and then force him into another SOS Pokemon, which is kind of funny. We're able to eventually knock out the Alamola as well and get ourselves the Water Totem. Now from there, we're gonna actually go out into Brooklyn Hills and then start shiny hunting out here as well, because we need all our Pokemon. We need as many Pokemon as we can, because our next trial is gonna be really difficult. So we get ourselves a shiny Paris, which I don't know if I want this or not, but we got it. So I was kind of hoping for a Molo, but I guess Paris is cool enough. We're gonna get ourselves a shiny Parasect, face off against the Fire Trial in the game. We're gonna actually switch out. We're gonna basically get our Pokemon to the Love Cap and then start just trying to beat down the Fire Totem. So we're able to get through this training with the Magmar, but our Parasect's on low HP. I keep my Dartrix super healthy against the Salazzle, so I'm able to pluck into him, and I two-shot the Salazzle as I'm able to suck up the berry as well. And then from there, Salazzle tormented me, so I gotta go for a Razor Leaf, which is so annoying. She goes for a Flame Burst against me. I'm able to survive the Flame Burst, and then from there I could go for a pluck and knock out the Salazzle. I do have a Citrus Berry on. I'm able to eat, gain some HP, knock out the Salazzle, and then unfortunately her Salandit poison gas me. So at this point, I have a choice to make. If I go for a pluck, it could kill it, which is really nice. But at the same time, if I don't kill it, it's gonna kill my Dartrix, so I can't risk that. I go out to my Formantis, it gets Venoshock. I'm like, okay, well that kind of sucked. I kind of wish it went for like some toxic move or like, I don't know, a taunt again, but it didn't. I have to go for a Leaf Blade against him. It does a lot of chip damage, but it's gonna knock out my Formantis as I go out to my Parasect, which does have a Brick Break, which I could have gone to my Dartrix and then gone for Pluck, but I went for a Spore with my Parasect and then Brick Break to knock out the Salandit, which works out, I guess. I don't know why it worked out like that, but it worked out. So we already got a first death on the team, as we had to go out into another kind of hard trial. We're gonna face up against the Grass Trial out here, which is gonna be a Totem Lurantis, which we kind of ironically just lost our Formantis. But we're gonna start the battle off against the Lurantis using my Parasect. Parasect has Fury Cutter, and it should kill him in 2 shots. It doesn't spawn the flying Pokemon Trumbeak, so I'm able to Fury Cutter and knock out the Lurantis, but unfortunately her SOS Pokemon is a cast form, and it used Sunny Day on the turn I knock out the Lurantis, which it's gonna knock out anything with a Weather Ball, so I kind of just stayed in, and I went for damage with Brick Break, which is kind of greedy, but I felt like I didn't have any options, I'm not gonna lie. So I go out to my Dartrix. Lucky enough, it does knock out the cast form with a Pluck, but it was so horrific. I lost 2 Pokemon and 2 trials back to back. And on top of that, my Dartrix gets over leveled, so we can't use them in the next Kahuna fight. Super annoying. At least we got through the elemental trials, and then from there we have the Grassy Moss, which we evolve our Eevee into Leafeon at least, and then from there we can start shiny hunting in the Lush Jungle, which isn't, you know, the best place because we got a Shinotic or a Bounsweet. Obviously we don't count duplicates, so we're gonna start shiny hunting out here. In the west side we get ourselves a Bounsweet, which obviously we'd love to see, and then we're gonna add that to our team and evolve it into Steenie, which we actually don't switch the picture for some reason once we evolve it into a Serena, but just know it evolves eventually to a Serena. We also went out into Akala Hills Memorial Hill, which is going to be the cemetery area, and we can start shiny hunting out here as well. The shiny Pokemon we can find in here is going to be a Phantom, which is going to be a Ghost and Grass type Pokemon, which we find one of the best color schemes in all of Pokemon is going to be Trevenant, and we're going to allow ourselves to have a Trevenant even though it evolves through a Link Trade. I don't know why a Quick Ball didn't catch it, but then a Nest Ball, which doesn't even work properly because my Pokemon is like 2 levels above it, works out. So we catch ourselves a Phantom and face off against Olivia, the second Kahuna in the game. We start the battle off against Olivia using my Leafeon. Leafeon is actually going to be a decent member on my team. Not in this battle though, we're just going to use Leafeon to tank the Thunder Wave against the Nose Pass, and then eventually knock out the Nose Pass as it's going to be really annoying. From there, Olivia's going to switch out into her Bodor, which we chip it down, and then eventually go out to Makani, which will Giga Drain and knock out the Bodor for us. We also have the Evilate on our Arcotity, which will survive a Continental Crush against him. Unfortunately, I misclicked and I went for Giga Drain against the Lycanroc. I meant to go for a Charm against him, but it works out as I'm able to Charm Mom on the second turn, and then she goes for a Continental Crush, and I'm able to survive it pretty easily. And then from there, I'm able to Giga Drain and knock out the Lycanroc. As we're ready to beat down Olivia, Kahili again just sweep down pretty easily. Actually, we did use Leafeon, so you know, only fair. From there, we go back into the TM shops to get a bunch of TMs for our Pokemon, which will be useful. And then from there, we're going to move on into the Electric Trial, which we can start using our Leafeon a lot more because it's one of the faster Pokemon on our team. But unfortunately, doesn't work out against this trial. We're able to use our Decidui, which is kind of cool. One of my friends called Decidui, and then I'm no longer friends with them anymore. But we're able to go for a Spirit Shackle and knock out the Vigavolt, and also use my Serena, which we didn't change the picture of, like I said earlier, to knock out the Charge Bug, and we get through the Lucky Trial at least. But I didn't really notice that at all. It's kind of funny. From there, we're going to move out into the Ghost Trial, and from there, we're going to start the battle off against the Ghost Trial Mimikyu using my Serena, using Trop Kick to lower the attack stat of the Mimikyu, and it works out pretty well. I'm able to drop his attack stat one more time, and looking for us, we get a crit and knock him down to low HP. So yeah, he hypnosis me, the Haunter hypnosis me, but that's fine. I go out into my Leafeon next, and Leafeon's able to just go for a really nice simple Razor Leaf, which Haunter avoid for some reason. I'm able to knock out the Mimikyu, which I hate Razor Leaf, that it can miss with like a 95% accuracy. Super annoying. But from there, I go out to my Decidueye, which goes for a Spirit Shackle and knock out the Haunter, which we're able to beat down, and we cleared through the Ghost Trial pretty easily. We also go back into the power plant and get ourselves the Sunstone to evolve our Contini into a Whimsicott, and also we're gonna start using the Z move. We don't use Z moves often on this channel, but I thought it was kind of fun to mix it up. So I use Z moves against the Salazzle over here, and we can use Z moves as like a nuking move just for fun. But also, you know, it's kind of helpful for us to use. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys and act like it's not benefiting me, but it's, you know, it's kind of fun to use and also a nice benefactor. From there, we beat down Guzma, and then we're going to face off against the next Kahuna. We just can go back and forth. We evolve our Phantom into Trevenant as well. Anyways, we're going to face off against Nanu next. Nanu is the Dark type Kahuna. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Leafeon. Leafeon is able to go for Swords Dance against the Sableye. Actually, we go for 2 Swords Dance. This is going to be a recurrent thing with Leafeon. It's going to be our setup tank, which is crazy because I could synthesis off the damage. Just keep synthesis against the Sableye, and then eventually Razor Leaf would knock out the Sableye. I have enough HP to survive against the Krokorok, and lucky enough, it goes for a Crunch, and I'm able to Razor Leaf, knock out the Krokorok, as the next Pokemon will be a Persian. I was kind of scared of it's going for a Dark or Eclipse. I go out to my Whimsicott. I took a Dark Pulse. For some reason, it doesn't use a Z move. I know I'm part Fairy type, so it's not like... doesn't really want to use it, so it's going to use Power Gem, but I 2-shot it with Giga Drain as we're ready to beat down Persian. So we beat through Nanu, and again, Whimsicott, the last Pokemon, facing up against the Kahunas for some reason. We're clear through Nanu, and then the love cap increases again, and then we can move on and face off against the Aether Foundation, which we use Serena a lot, and Serena, pretty good Pokemon. It has low sweep, it has good coverage moves, eventually learns High Jump Kick too, so it's kind of cool. And then from there, we face off against Guzma, which our Decidueye gets +4 with Swords Dance against the Gliscopod, and then just knocks out the rest of Guzma's team, which we definitely take, which pretty easy for us. The love cap's 48, so we can get a little higher in levels as we beat through Guzma and also Lucamine. And her Lilligant is so powerful, it's so annoying, but the Mountain comes out, we just clear through, and we beat down Lucamine, and then we're going to move out into the Seafolk Village, which there's a lot of things for us to do. We want to actually first out and start shiny hunting. That's our first thing we want to do. We want to go into this fishing pond, and I'm not too sure if I ever caught a shiny Delmise, but this thing is so annoying. It doesn't feel like a 10% encounter. It's a 1% encounter unless you get the bubbling spots, which we do. Then it goes into a 10% encounter, and it does not feel like a 10% encounter, but lucky enough, we found ourselves a shiny Delmise. We're going to add it to our team, which is very nice. And that's going to be our final Pokemon as we're going to move out and face off against Hapu next. Hapu's going to be the final Kahuna in the game. She's going to be a ground type Kahuna. We're going to start the battle off against her using my Serena. Serena is able to go for a low sweep and knock out the Alolan Dugtrio. Her next Pokemon after that will be a Flygon, which we go for a low sweep. Just trying to lower its speed, but unfortunately she goes for Dragon Breath and paralyzes me and lowers my speed, and I'm like, well, that turn was just a waste of time, wasn't it? So everyone just wastes their time. I go for a Trop Kick, it goes down to low HP. I go for a U-turn as I know it's gonna go for a healing move, and I want to get out there. I go out into my Decidueye next. Decidueye is able to go for Leaf Blade and knock out the Flygon, and since I outspeed him with the low sweep earlier, it works out. Her next Pokemon will be a Mudsdale, which I go for a Swords Dance. I don't know why. Someone make it make sense for me. But I go for a Leaf Blade after that and knock out the Mudsdale. We finally learn High Jump Kick, and then we're able to also knock out the Gastrodon. And finally, we got a Kahuna where we don't use Contini or Whimsicott to finish the battle, as we beat down Hapu. And then moving on, speaking of Whimsicott, we face up against the Dragon Trial, which, surprise, surprise, was not hard. We have a Fairy type Pokemon with Moonblast, and we Moonblast them. And then anyways, we're going to move on, face off against Lucamine in the Aether Foundation, in the weird space, outer space place. She goes into a Jellyfish. We start the battle off against her Jellyfish form, her Clefable, using my Leafeon. Now, as long as this thing doesn't use Moonblast, we're fine, because I think that thing's the biggest scare. As it goes for Metronome and multi-attack, we're going to go for a +6 on Sword Stance, and she gets a lucky substitute, so she's just dragging the battle out. And then Moonblast me does a lot of damage, so hopefully she just stops using that. We're eventually able to knock out the Clefable, as she doesn't use Moonblast again. Her next opponent will be a Miss Magius, which has Mystical Fire, which doesn't use it. She goes for Pain Split, and I'm like, okay, works out. We're able to one-shot the Miss Magius. Her next opponent after it will be a Beware, and it lives a +6 Leaf Blade. Crazy. But we're able to tank a takedown and then knock him out with the following Leaf Blade. Next opponent will be a Lilligant, and I'm like, this thing's not gonna do anything. I'm a grass type as well. She goes for Petal Dance, almost knocked. I'm at 4 HP. Lucky enough, I have a berry, so I'm like a little easier. But I'm able to knock him out with the Air Release. But that thing is so powerful. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a low roll. If it was a normal roll, it probably would have killed me. Anyways, we go out to my Whimsicott to knock out the Maltic, and yeah, we don't have to deal with that Lilligant ever again. That Lilligant is monstrous. From there, we're going to face off against our rival Hala and Gladion. I mean, as simple as it is, we just get Sucker Punch killed through his entire team, which is kind of funny. So we're going to clear through Hala and also Gladion, and then move on into the Elite Four, which is going to be pretty hard. We're going to have to do them out of order because a lot of them kind of scares me. So the first one that scares me is going to be Kahili. We're going to start the battle off against Kahili using my Trevenant, which we actually didn't show for a long time. But Trevenant is going to be a big MVP for our team. We're going to go for Will-O-Wisp against the Skarmory, and then go for a Leech Seed against him, and then I'm gonna switch out into my Decidueye. The Decidueye does have a lot of things going for it, as it goes for Swords Dance and also a Sucker Punch, so we have that for later. So we get +6 with Swords Dance against the Skarmory, and then from there, Leech Seed also breaks his 30 as I have full HP. Unfortunately, I don't outspeed him, so that's a bad sign. I go for a Spirit Shackle to knock out the Skarmory, and then from there, she can switch out into her Mandibuzz. I go for a Z move, which is gonna be a Sinister Arrow Raid, which will one-shot the Mandibuzz for us, which is really nice. We one-shot the Mandibuzz. She's going to switch out to her Toucannon. I go for a Sucker Punch, and we're able to knock out the Toucannon in one shot, and then her next Pokemon will be a Crobat. She doesn't want to use a move against me. I'm like, it's 2 Supersonics. She lands another Supersonic on me, so I was like, ooh, please break through the confusion. Please, the Decidueye. I break through confusion, luckily, and knock out the Crobat. I'm like, why does she attack me? She's a flying type Pokemon. Anyways, we beat down the Crobat, and then her final Pokemon will be an Oricorio, which unfortunately, I go for a Sucker Punch, trying to risk my luck. I did break through it, but she goes for a Teeter Dance while I'm already confused. Make it make sense, everyone. But anyways, I go to her Whimsicott, Stun Spore, and then go out to my Dhelmise. And then I'm like, well, I gotta go for Phantom Force. And then, you know what, it works out. And then I'm like, hopefully she just messes up at some point. Because if I switched out, I'm gonna lose a Pokemon anyway, so Dhelmise hopefully could survive one. Like, I don't really have an option here. I go for an Anchor Shot, just hopefully it just does something stupid. It does something stupid. It goes for a Feather Dance against me instead of attacking me. So Anchor Shot would knock out the Oricorio as we get through Kahili and we don't lose a Pokemon. Okay, this is working out pretty well. We go out to the easiest one. I go out to Olivia. Olivia's giving me the Rock type Elite Four member. We're gonna start the battle off against her using my Leafeon. She goes for a Yawn on her Relicanth against me as I get +6 with my Leafeon, which I don't think I should have done, honestly. So, actually, I don't think I got +6. I got +4. So, go for a Synthesis into a Leaf Blade to knock out the Relicanth. Her next opponent will be a Golem, which I could go for a Leaf Blade. I could take a Steamroller because that thing is like negative damage. I could go for a Synthesis and then regain my HP. Eventually knock out the Golem. As her next opponent will be a Lycanroc. I outspeed. Leaf Blade to knock out the Midnight Form Lycanroc. And then her next opponent will be a Carbink. I one-shot it. And also 2-shot into the Probopass as we're ready to beat down Olivia pretty easily, since her team isn't too difficult. So, we actually went after my Trevenant, but we still end up beating down Olivia. From there, we face off against the next Kahuna in the game, a little harder one, I think. We're going to face off against Hala. Hala is going to be the Fighting type Elite Four member. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Trevenant to burn down the Hariyama. And then from there, I'm going to Leech Seed him with my Trevenant. And then go out into my Leafeon, and Leafeon is going to be the catalyst to my entire team, basically. So, my Swords Dance up, I'm going to get +6. Actually, Trevenant is the catalyst to my entire team. So, we're going to Swords Dance up against the Hariyama, get +6, eventually knock out the Hariyama with my Leafeon, and then you can switch out to his Crabominable, which I'm able to Air Lace and one-shot in his face. And then from there, you can switch out into his Primate. I'm able to survive any move. He goes for a Punishment out of everything, so I'm going to go for an Air Lace to knock him out as well. His B-Rare comes out, he's going to survive an Air Lace, which is, obviously, because he has Fluffy. But from there, I'm able to 2-shot into him. And since I'm on low HP, I don't want to really stay in against the Poliwrath, so I decided to go out to my Kahili. Actually, it's not a Kahili anymore, it's a Whimsicott. Whimsicott's able to 2-shot into the Poliwrath as we're ready to beat down Hala. And then we're going to move on and face off against the 4th Elite Four member in the game. We're going to face up against Aceler next. Aceler is going to start the battle off against us using a Sableye. Start the battle off against her using my Decidueye. We're going to go for a Swords Dance as she goes for Shadow Claw. And kind of scares me, I'm not going to lie. From there, I'm just going to knock him out. Just Leaf Blade to knock out the Sableye. She goes out to her Frost House next. I'm able to Sucker Punch and knock her out in one shot. Thankfully, it didn't go for a Confuse Ray and went for a normal move. I go for a Sucker Punch against the Dhelmise, which is such a bad play. Should have went for Spirit Shackle, but I thought I was going to knock him out since I'm +2. It goes for a Shadow Ball, and I'm down on low HP, so lucky enough I survived it. I'm going to go for a Spirit Shackle on the Falling Gym to knock out the Dhelmise, and then her next Pokemon will be a Palossand, which I could have gone for Leaf Blade, but I decided to go for a Sinister Arrow Ray and knock out the Palossand, as our final Pokemon will be a Drifloon. I go out into my Whimsicott just to Leech Seed it, and then go out to my Trevenant, eventually to knock out the Drifloon, as we're ready to beat down Aceler. As we clear through the Elite Four, now it is a champion time. We're going to face up against the champion of the game. We're going to face up against Professor Kukui. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Trevenant. Trevenant, again, is going to be the Hallmark of my team. We're going to go for a Will-O-Wisp against his Lycanroc, and then go for a Leech Seed against him. You know where this is going to go. I go for a Leech Seed and then go out into my Leafeon. Leafeon's able to go for a bunch of Swords Dance against the Lycanroc, as actually got a +6 against him. Until he actually goes for a Full Restore, and then he misses a Stone Edge, which we take, and then we're going to Leaf Blade and knock out the Lycanroc for us, which is really nice. So 4 HP Leafeon is kind of dangerous, as he goes out to his Bravery next. I outspeed Air Lace to knock him out. Oh, it didn't knock him out, but I still outspeed him with the Tailwind up, so I knock out the Bravery. I think he went for Whirlwind for something. He then goes out to his Incineroar, which he's going to go for his Z move and knock me out, which is unfortunate. Thanks to Tailwind, he outspeeds me. I go out into my Serena, thinking I can survive a Flare Blitz, but forgetting that Tailwind's up, so he's getting Flare Blitz and knock me out. He chips him down a little bit, so from there I go out into my Whimsicott, which can't use any Prankster move against him because he's Dark type. So I gotta go for a Moonblast. I do some chip against him, but he goes for Flare Blitz and knock me out. But from there, I'm gonna go out into my Trevenant, and Trevenant, lucky enough, will Horn Leech, and yeah, it's gonna get knocked out with Flare Blitz. So that's kind of unfortunate. So Incineroar takes down a lot of my members. Kind of annoying, but I go out into my Decidueye, kind of have faith that I could knock him out. So I go for, I was kind of scared of this Ninetales. Although Ninetales go for a Safeguard, as I go for Arrow Raid against him, I was not taking any chances. So I knock out the Ninetales, which is nice. From there, he's going to switch out to a Snorlax, which I go for a Swords Dance. I'm able to Swords Dance up and then Leaf Blade into the Snorlax, and then 2 Leaf Blades will knock out the Snorlax, as his final Pokemon will be a Magnezone. And then from there, I'm able to Spirit Shackle into him, break his sturdy at least. He's getting Flash Cannon and knock out my poor Decidueye. And the last member on my team will be a Dhelmise. But lucky enough, I have enough speed to outspeed him. Phantom Force, he doesn't heal up. I'm able to knock him out with a Phantom Force. And we end up beating Professor Kukui. Very close battle at the end. 7 deaths in total, but we did it. We beat through Pokemon Sun Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Grass Shiny Pokemon with 7 deaths. So, at least Dhelmise was the correct choice. I was thinking between Dhelmise and Executor. Look at the Dhelmise prove itself to be really good, and we end up beating through the game. Kind of rough at the end. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with the Incineroar. But we did it. Anyways, that'll be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you guys can, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Anyways, my name's been Alpha, and I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.